Donald Trump's presidential campaign made its first stop in Iowa yesterday, but before his plane even landed there, the former president was criticizing Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, as Joe said. It started yesterday afternoon on social media with a video in which Trump said the state of Florida was doing great before Ron DeSantis, while praising former Republican Governor Rick Scott and even Democratic Governor Charlie Crist for their time in office. Yeah. While on the plane to Iowa, Politico reports the former president spent about 10 minutes going after DeSantis, taking credit for helping him win the Florida governor's race in 2018 and expressing some regret that he had endorsed him. Trump continued to call out DeSantis while on stage last night in Davenport, Iowa. That is one of the cities the Florida governor visited last week during his book tour. The former president used nicknames for DeSantis and rattled off claims about the governor's voting record while he was a member of Congress.
Okay, so remember this. Ron DeSantis. Did anyone ever hear of DeSantis? The sanctimonious DeSantis. No, Ron DeSantis strongly opposed ethanol. Do you know that? And we don't even know if he's running, but I might as well tell you. If he's not running, I'll say he was fine on ethanol. Don't worry about it. He strongly opposed ethanol and fought against it at every turn, and he's going to do that again because people that come out early for something, that's where they go. That's what it is. So, you know, he may do something politically, but he was very, very bad on ethanol, and he fought it all the way. And he also fought against Social Security. He wanted to decimate it and voted against it 3 times. Voted against Social Security. That's a bad one. A lot of people don't know that, but I think they've been finding out over the last 4 weeks. One of the reasons that we're zooming in the polls, perhaps. Maybe that's one. Maybe it's other things, too. It's really based on what we've done, I think. And on Social Security, well, we're at it. He wanted the minimum retirement age to be lifted to people that are 70 years old, a substantial increase over what it is right now. That's a big increase. And he also voted to severely cut Medicare. I will not be cutting Medicare, and I will not be cutting Social Security. We're leaving the age rating.
So stop me if you've heard this before. Trump is attacking yet another GOP political rival with name-calling, unsubstantiated innuendo. And did I mention name-calling?
Ron DeSantis. Did anyone ever hear of DeSantis? The sanctimonious. He was very, very bad on ethanol, and he fought it all the way. And he also fought against Social Security. He wanted to decimate it and voted against it 3 times. He wanted the minimum retirement age to be lifted to people that are 70 years old, a substantial increase over what it is right now. That's a big increase. And he also voted to severely cut Medicare. But you have to remember, Ron was a disciple of Paul Ryan, who is a rhino loser. To be honest with you, Ron reminds me a lot of Mitt Romney. So I don't think you're going to be doing so well here, but we're going to find out. But those are the facts.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, he's not even officially a candidate for the 2024 presidential campaign, but that doesn't stop Trump.
Just hammering Ron DeSantis on social media.
Trump blasting rival Ron DeSantis as an average governor and calling him disloyal. Ron DeSanctimonious is playing games.
So I have a few questions. Is anyone capable of playing Trump's game and beating him at it? And is that the only way to win the nomination? Fox News seems ready to move on, with a few exceptions.
Thousands of protesters walked from a Trump rally on the ellipse outside the White House to the U.S. Capitol, where the certification of the presidential election was underway. The protesters were angry. They believed that the election they had just voted in had been unfairly conducted. And they were right.
Fox recently attacked comments by three-toed Marjorie here about bombs at the border that didn't exist. But that said, they're still loath to take on tiny fingers. Meanwhile, Trump is ignoring Nikki Haley for now and attacking DeSantis, both on a sophomoric level and in a not-so-apparent attempt to attract moderate Republicans on some issues of substance. In Trump's latest shot at DeSantis, his MAGA super PAC is planning to file a complaint with the Florida Commission on Ethics, accusing DeSantis of, and hold on to your irony whistles here, running a shadow presidential campaign while on the road to promote his new book, The Courage to Be Free. Trump's people claim that DeSantis is making money while running for president, which is in contrast to Trump, making millions from his D.C. hotel while he was president, his kids making billions dealing with foreign governments while Trump was president, and Trump's long refusal to reveal his tax returns. Trump, of course, was accused many times for self-serving political activity in violation of ethics laws. According to Forbes, the Office of Special Counsel reported at least 13 Trump administration officials violated anti-patronage rules prohibited under the 1938 Hatch Act. The OSC recommended Trump fire Special Counsel Kellyanne Alternative Facts Conway after finding she violated the law dozens of times, including by disparaging Democratic presidential candidates while serving in her official capacity of whatever the hell she did. By the way, fellas, she's on the market again. Trump also attacked DeSantis for his votes during his time in Congress in favor of reducing Medicare spending, which is another irony in that many of Trump's supporters like Tom Cotton, Hawley, Cruz, Green, and others have called for draconian cuts at Medicare and Social Security. Trump also calls DeSantis a rhino, or Republican in name only, and accused him of opposing the ethanol industry and biofuel mandates that are a big deal in Iowa. But here's the real Trump. The same Trump that courted the QAnon crowd and their insane stories of Democrats drinking babies' blood is now accusing DeSantis of being soft on, wait for it, child pornography. That's the Trump we know.
No, I face defamatory stuff every single day I've been governor. That's just the nature of it.
Pointing to DeSantis' time as Assistant Attorney General, Trump implies that DeSantis was weak on prosecuting people who molested children and traded in child porn. Trump went one step further by sharing posts on his social media site, Truth Social, accusing DeSantis of grooming and a thing called ephobophilia, which is a sexual attraction to people in their mid to late teens. Of course, Trump and his backers have provided no evidence to support these allegations because you don't need to. The child pornography charges are essentially the same tactic used by the right to attack Supreme Court Justice nominee Jackson. It's just a new game. No rules, no boundaries. It's Trump. Classic Trump is assigning nicknames. Remember Crooked Hillary, Lying Ted, Little Marco? They're his methods of distracting voters from his general lack of acumen. And it works. And apparently Trump has struggled on deciding exactly what to call Ron DeSantis, bouncing from Ron Establishment to Tiny D to Ron DeSanctimonious. So the question is, can a candidate beat Trump without becoming Trump? Substance-wise, there's really little difference in policy between Trump and DeSantis. Pro-life, anti-vaccine, anti-mask mandates, America first in trade, anti-woke, and so on and so on. What DeSantis has been unable or unwilling to do is to go low. And lowbrow works for Trump, and it works for his people. And these people. And apparently these people.
Get out of here!
The Republican Party is essentially lost, and the loudest voice in the room seems ready to lead and direct their path forward. So I got thinking, what would a Trumpian DeSantis sound like? Would he start with the many sexual assault accusations, the E.T. bus, grab her by the pussy, Stormy Daniels, the early and later connections to Putin and oligarchs, the Russian meddling, the 2 impeachments, taxes, the big lie about the 2020 election, January 6th? Because DeSantis can't win if he doesn't attack Trump on a base level, and he probably can't win even if he does. Trump's attacks on DeSantis should tell the Florida governor that some internal polling worries Trump's people, and the sparse crowds in Iowa to see Trump might be a canary in a coal mine. Either way, there's no way the next 18 months go by without the same mess we've seen over the last 6 years, with Republicans holding their nose while they support a candidate with the potential to forever alter our democracy, and in the process, other democracies around the world. It won't be pretty, and it sure won't be boring. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe and follow us on YouTube at Really America.